Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a three-time Pro Bowler, Derek Carr, leading the Oakland Raiders as they match up with Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. From up top, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. And CD, defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, hope you're prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On second down, Jacobs. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Able to find Walter. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 45-yard line. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line. To throw his Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
To throw, it's Carr. The open man here, Renfro. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on 3rd down.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs, and he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Yeah, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position.
And the Raiders have got him. Maurice Hurst, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a second down coming up. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if there's a bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Up to make the stop, the Texans' leading tackler a year ago, Zach Cunningham. From midfield, here's Carr. And that's incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Carr now to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 12, Watson. Underneath for Miller. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Now Carlos Hyde in the game. And Hyde will not get there as they force him to the ground shy of the marker. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Raiders will get it at their 20-yard line. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. It's complete. It's Fitzgerald. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Carr. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Watson. They'll find Miller. That's complete. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. I'll guarantee you Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. He has not had the start to this game that he envisions here in the 2nd quarter. He's struggling a little bit. But, hey, they're in the lead right now. So kind of what's going on in his head, do you think, Charles?
I think that's what he has to keep in mind. Winning the ball game is not going the way he wants in terms of his own play. But, oh, yeah, that's right, winning the ball game. So don't press, don't try and do things outside of...
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent gain, 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jacobs now. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the 2nd half in Week 8 in the NFL. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Watson on first down. Open man, the tight end fails. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Running from the gun, Johnson. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
He's going to let this go for the end zone. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. The fly route works for the TD ground.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A reminder, later tonight, Sunday Night Football will see a game in the NFL 100 Series, a rematch of the very first AFL-NFL Championship game, later, of course, known as Super Bowl I. It pits the Packers against the Chiefs from Arrowhead, and that should be a fun one. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's Carr to throw. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Counter play with Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders have taken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Richard. A big play that time for the Raiders, 55 yards. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back now in Houston, it's the Raiders with the lead and the football here as we get ready to start quarter number 4. They'll run on 1st down. Jacobs. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Pick your game up. Check nickel. Raider 1. 55, Mike 55. I got you, son. 55's Mike.
Carr going to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. Carlson able to put this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees and the Saints had more with 6. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. They were searching for the tight end, Darren Fells. And it's 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Out of the gun, Watson. And that will be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. To throw is Watson. And Stills bringing it in. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Watson looks to throw again. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Watson now to throw. It's complete. Stills. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Back to throw, Watson. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
It appears they found some.
And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Jacobs. And an alley to run. The 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Here's Jacobs, and he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
So Deshaun Watson in the offense. Down by 11, a little under 30 seconds remaining. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. On first down, Watson. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. One last throw here for Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the rookie from Clemson, Trayvon Mullen. So this one a victory for the Raiders. So for Oakland, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. So long from Houston.